Hi, YouTubers. Rich Fulcher's TalkBox here. Listen, if you like the show, please press subscribe and like, and also leave a funny comment. Huh? That sounds fun. Our guest this week is Mark Simmons. He's a one-liner comic. He's a comic. And he's really funny, so check him out, despite my words. Thank you. Temporary restraining order. Oh, Mark.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
What are you doing?
Oh, I left my coffee.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do a podcast?
Hang on. Yeah, I might have. Yeah, I've got time, I think.
Okay, have a seat.
Yeah, why
this
not?
is perfect, Kenny. This is great.
Oh, were you just going to be on your own?
Yeah.
Hey,
Mark
together.
Simmons, everybody.
Hello. It's great to see you.
How are you? Good to see you. Have we ever met before?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I hate it when I've met someone and they go, "You don't remember?"
Yeah, so do you always do the thing? I do that where you go, "Have we? We have, haven't we?" Because if you go positive, like, we've met, haven't we? And if you go no, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if it is yes, you can just go along with it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So you did well there. That was
I
great.
hate people, though, who call you on it, like, "You don't remember?"
Yeah, that's... I
Think
don't,
about it.
the worst is if you sort of you'll go along with it and then they go they just go, "What's my name then?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's so bad."
I hate that.
Right, my nightmare. This hasn't happened because luckily
It will now.
Luckily, we're not really in a signing things era. It's like photos, selfies these days, isn't it? Rather than autographs. But my worry is, like, after a show, someone I know wants me to write something for them, and then I have to write their name.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you spell?
Give him a nickname.
Yeah, Big Dog or something.
Buddy boy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
There are people, though, that have you signed. Have you ever had the eBay people?
No,
Like, they've got all this-
I'm not at that level of, like, no one's buying
They
anything of
will,
mine.
though.
I do sell. I've got merch on my tour actually, and I sell greetings cards with my jokes on.
That's great.
So they do sometimes get me to sign it, but I haven't had to sort of write it to someone that I know yet. But that's another worry of mine. So yeah, maybe I should give my fans a nickname, so it always is the same thing.
Do
right?
it.
So
Do
what
it.
would that be? Simmons is a bad Sim.
The Sims crowd.
The Sims. Hey Sims. Sim.
And you'd go like the Simpsons
Yeah.
theme. You go the Sims, and then cut it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And there's a game, isn't there, called The Sims?
Yes.
So I haven't ever played. Have you played it?
Yeah. When I was younger, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So
Are you lying? Is that
yeah,
true?
I was.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, Andon. Oh, nice. This is good stuff. This is comedy.
This is great.
Oh,
But speaking of greeting cards, that's a great idea with jokes because
yeah.
they're so shit. Greeting cards.
I'll remember my jokes.
Your jokes are so shit. I've been meaning to say this, Mark.
Yeah, someone had to say it.
No, but cards.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
And you still obliged to buy them.
Yeah.
So you writing your jokes on the card, that's a great idea.
Yeah, but it's like they've been designed as like a design, and but I think I've got like 5. People like them. It's good. It's really cool. And because last time I had mugs on tour, I sold mugs. Yeah, there you go. Can people buy those?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? Yeah, get the mugs online.
And a coaster.
Yeah, that's really good. Wow.
It's all about the merch.
I'm smashing this for you. But I had mugs before, and mugs are a nightmare to carry around everywhere. And I almost bought them again this time, but cards, they're so easy. You can have 200 in a box, and they're just there.
So are you responsible for selling your own merch?
I like to. So my support act, Danny Ward, he stands behind the desk with me, and we sort of do it together. And I do it like a meet and greet, and if people want to have a chat or a photo or anything.
Oh, nice.
It's just really nice, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still at that stage where I'm just like really chuffed that people are coming.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to sort of say
Well,
thank
how long
you.
has this tour been going?
But this one started in January. It's my second tour, and it's finishing in December.
Second tour. So
Second
it's going
tour. Tickets
till
available, marksimmons.co.uk.
for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. My first one was a couple of years, but that started really small because my social media only just sort of started to do well. And then we just kept adding as it sort of got bigger.
And you've got a girlfriend.
And a girlfriend, Clang. Yeah.
So did she come along?
Yes, that's a new thing. So she hasn't been yet. But yeah, she's
Ooh.
coming to my London show at Hackney Empire.
I'm sure she's
Well, you're
seen
really
you,
good at
though.
this. We're setting each other
Yeah,
up for
see?
this. I love this.
I pitch them high and you knock them out of the park.
No, she hasn't been. We met at a gig, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was front row at the 99 Club.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't know me,
Right.
which I think is better than like front row of my audience.
And did you
That becomes a
talk
bit-
right after the gig? Or?
No. We talked during the gig.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You picked her out?
Yeah, well, I do a thing where I ask people what their hobbies are on the
Yes.
front row.
I've seen that.
And she couldn't think of one. So I got her name. And then I said, I'll come back to you later. And then went the other side and then came back. And then there's just a vibe. And there's a bit of my show later where I sort of say, is anyone single in? And she was. And I was like,
You were vibing.
yeah, it's a good vibe. Yeah.
So what was the follow-up?
I, of course, pitched my social media at the end at Jokes with Mark. And she followed me and I followed back. And then she messaged me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't wanna-
She said I was the girl at the
She
club.
went, please leave me alone. Please, why have you followed me, you creep? I'm just trying to watch a gig in peace, and you started hitting on me.
3 words: temporary restraining order.
You knew that was 3 words really quick, so you've said that before, haven't you?
I have. Yeah, I'm used to it. TRO. What? So touring must be. So you're right in the flow of it.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. I love it. It's like my favorite thing.
But part of it too is when you have a break, it's almost you want to keep going
Yeah.
in a way.
It's interesting because I did in March. It was the busiest I've ever had. It was like nearly every day because we went up sort of around Scotland and sort of stayed out and then
Yeah, you don't come back from Scotland.
no, not commuting.
Yeah.
But so when you're doing it every day, it just flows, and you don't really like need to think about what you're going to do because when you get up there, it just flows straight away. But when I've had like 4 days off, I do need to in my head go through all the points of
Yes.
how to get to which bit because I do panic that I'll just go blank, but it'll be fine because I'll just chat to them. But
It's like coming back from the moon.
exactly, I've always said that. Yeah,
You're a lot like Artemis too.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you need
good.
to be. You're in the trailer for a while.
Yeah, it's decompress.
Yeah, and then you need to totally remember what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a nightmare. But so you doing stand up at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Did you start with stand up?
No, I started with
Improv. Yeah, I've done
and
my research.
sketch.
Oh yeah.
Skeeches and scooches,
Yeah.
as my friend used to say.
So when did you start doing stand up?
Um,
Sorry, it's my interview now.
no,
I'm
I
really
actually
interested. I am very interested
started
in this
doing
stuff.
it up in Edinburgh. I just did as a joke. Just started to do it,
Right.
and then I haven't There's never been a moment where I've been like, I'm gonna do this 7 days a week.
Right. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
always been like a couple days here, a couple days here. So my learning curve is you know slower, but I love doing it.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's
And I
really
want to
cool.
tour it. I want
Yeah.
to tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. So was that? Do you start stand up? This is now my podcast. Do you start stand up after the Boosh?
Pretty much more after
Yeah.
the Boosh. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
'cause I
really
was doing
cool.
TV stuff and
Yeah. Stand up's the best. I
It
think.
is.
I think it's better than because I haven't done a lot of TV, but I've done bits and pieces, and I like doing it. But for me, I want to do that so that I could do more stand up, like just so that I can play better rooms and.
Mm-hmm.
But stand up is the thing. Like I didn't do stand up because I want to be on TV. Like I just love being up there. I just think it's the best.
Plus, you have an idea. It's like,
Yeah.
I've got an idea. I can say that tonight
Yeah.
before a crowd of people.
Yeah, I've got a bit in my show which is specifically designed so that I can do new stuff
Yeah.
in each show, and it's like a section where I'm working on stuff for the next tour.
Work in progress.
Yeah, and it's like I have little sections in my, because I do one-liners, I have little sections in my show which are a little bit of a break from the one-liners, so it's not too much for people, because it's a lot to process, just joke all the time.
It's too much.
So I wouldn't say it's too much.
No, it's not. I didn't mean
I'm joking. Yeah. So that section, it's like I do a little peek behind the curtain where I sort of talk about joke writing and the changes I've made to certain jokes that take it from like little laugh to a big laugh and stuff like that. So I give them a little glimpse in. And then within that, I can just any new ideas
I think
I've got.
the audiences really like that because they like to see now. A lot of audiences like to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, defo. Like I did when I do Edinburgh now.
Sounds dirty.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about that later.
Hello, guys. If you enjoy the episode, please consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll be in the credits at the end of the episode. And you'll get the episodes much earlier than all of the other minions out there. It's just a little thing we do. So let's get back to the episode, but think about it, okay? Bye.
When I'm in Edinburgh, I just do work in progress now.
Really?
So when I'm up there, naturally, if something doesn't really work, I'll sort of say, I think I need to move that bit there for next time. And then after the shows, quite often people said, I really love that bit where you're sort of analysing it. So I was like, well, I'll just stick that in my tour as well if people find it interesting.
So will you ask somebody after they see you, they go, hi, and then you go, what part did you like?
I usually do that during the show.
Really?
In that situation, they'll just give me that information. But when I'm on stage, if something doesn't work, I will ask a whole audience sometimes,
why didn't that work?
Why didn't you like that? Because with a joke, you want to.
What's the matter with you?
But I try to do it in a way where it's not quite like as a little bit more subtle. But it's like when you do a joke, you want to take the audience down a path of thought, and then you come back on itself.
Switcheroony.
You switcheroony, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know if they were thinking the thing I wanted them to think, or have I just missed that?
Because if
entirely?
they're not,
yeah, exactly.
Then you got to get them on the path.
Yeah. I had an interesting thing the other day. I did a home gig in Canterbury where I sort of grew up, and it was a lot of people I knew in the audience. And my opening joke is a lie, right?
Yeah.
And normally it's a big hitting joke to start the show.
Buffo.
But half the audience know they're not being taken down the path because they know that isn't a true thing.
Oh.
So that first joke didn't land like it normally does.
Because of the local audience?
Yeah, because half of them are either going, well, that's not true, or they're going, oh, did you know that? Did you know?
Bullshit.
It's that. Yeah, so it's really. I find all that stuff quite fascinating, like audience psychology and how jokes work.
Because sometimes when I do this whole work in progress thing, I didn't find out about till I came here.
Right.
Because in Los Angeles, I think they a lot of it was work in progress, but they didn't label it as such.
Is that just not at normal gigs? Because I heard...
you get a notebook.
Yeah.
I did laundry today.
Yeah.
And there's something funny.
Yeah, I liked it. It's got something, the premise.
Yeah, laundry's funny.
It is funny because, like at a place.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If it's not your house.
You got to go somewhere.
Yeah, with your underpants and
change. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you take your clothes off, stick them in, and then wait. I don't think you're doing laundry right.
Cover it up. Yeah.
But that's a joke. That's
there
you
nice
go.
joke.
Yeah, essentially, that is a reveal. So then you just have to work out how do you trick people to the last minute.
Is that how you come up?
Sometimes, yeah. I just sort of. Yeah, all sorts of ways. But if there's a funny idea, I think there is always a perfect way to make it into a joke. But it can take years sometimes to get it right.
Through the course of a day, just talking to people, how many jokes will you come up with?
It depends if my brain's in tune for it.
Yeah.
If I'm tired and nothing.
If you're on tour, you're like...
Well, weirdly, I'm not. I think when I'm on tour and I'm on the road, I think driving, I can't be creative. But then
shut down.
Yeah, but then the other day I was doing some tour shows, but there was only an hour between the venues, so I had a lot more of the day free, and I was coming up with loads of stuff then. So I think I just have to have a free mind. Whenever I go to Australia to the festivals, I write loads because in a day I just sit out in the sun in the cafes and just sit and write, and it's amazing. I love it.
It's all happening.
Yeah. How about you? Like, how easy
I
do you
find
find
there's a
it?
time
Yeah.
when you get on this roll and I realize that I've got to take advantage of this. Get
Right.
out!
Yeah,
Everybody out!
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. But sometimes in that situation, if I've like written 2 or 3 things, I'm like, I should probably stop now because I've overdone it. But actually, that is when you should just keep going and
Yeah.
keep writing. Yeah.
Also, talking to people. Like a lot of people, when we did improv and stuff, some people would want to do games
Okay.
like zip, zap, zop. And I would like to talk to people because even before a stand-up, because you sort of get in this
Yeah.
mode of, telling jokes to each other.
Yeah.
My whole philosophy is like, if I can replicate like hanging out with your friends on stage,
Yeah.
that's the ideal.
That is ideal because from their point of view, they're relaxed then.
Yeah.
And I think half of the battle is getting the audience to like you / love you. I think if they do, then you're on a win. If they're not sure about you, I think that's really hard to win over, no matter how good your stuff is.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Now, when you were starting out, did you have a particular? Is it the same style you have now?
No. I tried loads of different styles. Weirdly, actually, the Boosh was quite an influence on me because I wanted my sense of humor is that kind of sense of humor,
Right.
But what I find funny is, but what I am isn't the same.
Surreal.
Yeah, I love surreal comedy, but I'm not that.
No.
And I was really trying to be that.
I see.
I found I had a sticking point. I had a moment actually where I was almost gave up stand up because it just wasn't working. And weirdly, Stuart Foreman, who we were talking about earlier, we were gigging together, and he calls this my walk. I went on a walk, right, and that's where
Walkabout.
A walkabout, yeah, I did, because I had a gig and it went really badly and I went off really depressed. And that was when I had this eureka moment of what I was doing wrong. So
What was it?
So I was doing jokes, a bit like my jokes, where you have to think about what, like the joke and then you get it, right? So that sort of delayed reaction jokes. But I was delivering it a bit like Noel Fielding. Where I was going, and I was doing this, and I did the punchline, and I went to another one, and they didn't laugh at that. And it's like, and I was just like, I know it seems really simple for saying it now, but at the time I didn't realize. I was just like, I'm not giving them long enough to get it, because I was like, the joke worked. I don't understand why the joke doesn't work. And then I just completely slowed down, and then the gig just turned, and from there I started to get into like competition finals, and like new act finals, and then that's when it all sort of twisted. But it was that kind of
It's a simple thing sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people go through that same sort of process.
Yeah, that sort of eureka moment. And essentially, I think it always comes down to you just got to be you up there.
You got to be you.
Yeah, however your brain works, or it's like I come up with a few surreal bits, but I've really struggled to turn the material over. Whereas now, my brain works in wordplay. Like I spot wordplay in conversation, and I come up with stuff much
You can't
easier.
stop.
Yeah, but I still wish I was like surreal comedy.
See, sometimes I feel like I'm, like when I'm acting, sometimes I'm high energy. So I feel like, oh, I got to do high energy. But my go-to is kind of slowish, chill.
Yeah.
But I think I fight that on stage because I feel like they're not laughing right now because I'm talking slow.
Yeah. But
They think I'm Canadian.
But then you do that, and it's funny.
Yeah.
But like, do you find people expect you to be quite energetic because of what they've known you
That's
from
what I'm
before?
afraid of.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I feel like I'm in this weird state right now, but I'm starting to do. The more I do, the more comfortable I am. Just sort of
exactly.
doing it.
That's how. Yeah, you just got to gig. It's like when I first watched, Ardlo Hanlon.
Yeah.
So when
He's great.
I first saw his stand up, I've never met him actually, but when I first saw his stand up, I was gutted because it wasn't Dougal. So if you're known for a thing, I imagine you have to make. Do you address? Because if you could address it at the start, I guess.
I'm not Bob Fossil. Now for the
Boo!
jokes.
Everyone leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but imagine
true.
it's a thing that people want you to, if they know you for something, that they want you to be that thing.
It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I guess if you're slow and then you go into a bit of energy, that's nice for a gig anyway because you're
Up
very,
and down. Yeah, yeah.
But what sort of? Sorry, I'll just ask you loads of questions. But what sort of jokes are you? What sort of style are you doing? Is it kind of surreal comedy you're doing on stage, or is it like stand up? Like
I do see, that's the thing too, is I have surreal elements to it.
yeah,
And then I also have regular stand up. And then I think, oh, what should I be doing more of?
yeah.
Because they do respond to a lot of the surreal stuff. But maybe it's because it's juxtaposed.
Yeah,
with-
exactly. Yeah.
Is this boring you?
I think it's great.
Okay.
I think people like this
I
shit.
like it.
Yeah. We're getting to the depths of it.
Yeah.
So when's your next gig?
Tomorrow,
Is it?
actually, at Bill Murray.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, go see it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it won't. When's this going out?
Tonight.
Is it?
No.
Oh,
no.
that's a shame. Unless you're always at Bill Murray, then it's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, that's a nice venue, isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love it. I love the venues where you can just feel relaxed in front.
Yeah. I haven't been there for ages actually. But next year, I've decided I'm just going to stay in London. I think if I can, as much as possible. I've just been traveling so much this year, so yeah, stay in London and then just go out when I tour and stuff.
So how did all this get started? And like when you were growing up, were you into comedy? Like
I was into comedy, but I had a massive fear of talking in front of people, so I didn't ever think I could do it.
and you forced yourself one day.
Well, sort of. My friend
Like
Stuart.
G. Gordon Liddy.
Yeah, I don't know
Did you
who
ever
that
see
is.
that book?
No, what's that?
He's one of the guys who was breaking into the Watergate, and he's like this really tough guy.
Okay.
So he was afraid of rats. So
Okay.
one day he ate a rat, and he was afraid of thunderstorms. So he tied himself to a tree.
Okay.
So like facing
defo.
his fears. But
No,
he was,
but I used to avoid my fears when I was younger. But I
Right.
definitely had a shift in that because I guess I realised that actually it works out all right if you go for something. But my friend, so I finished university, and my friend Stuart, who we keep name dropping, Stuart Foreman,
What did you study?
sports science.
Nice.
So very different. But there was
That's
a point.
so cool. Which sport or just
All
in
sports,
general?
yeah, just like physiology, psychology, biology, all that sort of stuff within.
That's
the sports.
amazing.
Yeah, but like there was a point when I was at school where I had to choose subjects, and I had to choose PE or drama, and I went PE and sort of went that route. But I've ended up.
Because you were afraid of the drama.
I guess that probably was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I loved it, but I was also scared of it. If you know what I mean. Like I liked performing, but I think I must have when I was younger. But when I hit sort of 13, 14, I guess when you're suddenly very self-conscious.
Yes.
If I had to stand up in front of the class and deliver anything,
Scary times.
like I'd want to I'd have the day off. Do you know what I mean? I'd avoid it at all costs.
I would do it because my dad was in the Air Force and we moved around a lot. So I felt like I had to ingratiate myself by performing.
So that led to you being very comfortable in front
Well,
of people.
it was more a fight or flight
Yeah,
thing.
right. Yeah.
And I wasn't a fighter. So
Yeah.
I channeled it into like trying to make people,
Yeah. So I after university, I worked in a gym, and my friend Stuart Foreman, he was a friend of a friend, so I didn't actually know him, but we bumped into each other, and I was helping him in the gym, and he was telling me about this open mic comedy thing that he was doing.
Open mic?
And I was like, I don't even know what that is. Like, I have no idea
Yeah.
what that even is. So,
What, and you had already been through uni?
yeah, I literally didn't know it existed. All I knew
Was
with comedy
this uni
was
in a cave?
it was the cave university. It was a little village.
Oh, okay.
It was a sports campus in the middle of nowhere, basically in Cheshire. So all I knew was like Lee Evans or things like that, and I just didn't understand how you would get to that.
Had you seen comedy live before?
I'd seen. What had I seen? I'd seen Russ Abbott. Do you know Russ Abbott?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Huge in the 80s and 90s.
And Jim Davidson.
Yeah, different vibe though. Russ Abbott was very sort of family friendly, sketchy stuff.
Yeah.
And we just saw him once when I was on holiday. But I'd never been to see a stand up before that. So my first gig was literally the first time I'd been into a comedy club. So it was this like sensory overload of like, it was downstairs at the King's Head. Have you done that one?
Yes.
I love that room. And I just went, I can still feel, when I think about it, I can feel that feeling I had with it. It was like I was discovering this rock and roll thing.
There's nothing like it.
It's unbelievable. I miss that feeling and that's why I like going to do new act nights and stuff still, because I like going on with nothing and just trying to get that same feeling back. But yeah, I was just...
You had an orgasm.
Yes. Yeah, every time. I love it. But so did you have that with your first? No, because you did improv, so it's slightly different because you're on stage with people.
Yes.
But you still did you?
But the stand-up was so different in terms of like, shit, it's just me.
Yeah, it's all on you. And how was the first one?
Well, also, I was in Australia too with a bunch of people. And we were always joking about serial killers.
Right.
So I said, I would like to do stand-up as a serial killer on stage. So I kind of was wrapping myself up in a kind of a character.
Yeah, well, I did that with my first one. Yeah, I was a serial killer. I went.
Most people start out.
I went on and tried to be as weird as possible.
Yes.
Because I wanted to hide behind something.
Yes.
So I just went on wide-eyed and looked sort of mad. And they did sort of laugh at that when I walked on. So that sort of made me feel a bit comfortable. But apparently I looked at the floor the whole time I was on stage. But I did get some laughs.
Yes.
And that gave me that, like, buzz for
the
it.
laughs.
Yeah, yeah.
And so what about the second time you went up?
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it? But I remember the first one, but I was just in it then. I can't.
Were you hooked right away?
But actually the second time would have been at King's Head as well. I kept going back to that club every sort of, I don't know, month or something.
Wait, I thought you worked at a gym.
In Canterbury.
So how did you get to the King's Head?
Just got the train.
How does that work? No.
My mate was sort of telling me about it, and he was doing a gig there. And there was a thing where you can, you either phone up and I think the waiting list is really long, but you can turn up on the day, he said, and if they have someone drop out, you can get on. So we just used to do that, just to queue up.
And you wrote jokes.
I wrote 5 minutes in like a week, which isn't long enough. Like it's like the stuff was really bad, but I got some laughs.
Yeah.
So I had one. My Nando's joke was one of the first jokes I wrote.
I love Nando jokes. Do you remember it?
My grandmother fell asleep in a restaurant. It's okay because it was Nando's. So it's a really stupid joke, but like that was just. I think I was like, oh god, I've got to write some jokes, and I think I was just in town and saw Nando's, and then there's something there. But then other stuff just really.
I have a Nando's joke I tell. Like, you know how anniversaries have like.
It'd be really funny if it's the same wording.
Yeah. First year is paper.
Yeah.
Second year is like cotton.
Yeah.
And I think the year 12, which we just did, was Nando's. Yeah.
That's great.
It's just a joke.
I love it. Is that in your set now?
Yeah, so please ignore this. How do you feel about that? When you
about giving jokes away?
Put something on the internet and some people go, oh, can't do that anymore.
Yeah, when we started, that was sacrilegious. Like you can't put anything out there. But now I won't put anything out from my tour. So I won't put any of the new stuff. So I don't want people seeing the jokes before they come.
Mm-hmm.
Although I actually did one joke from the new tour on Mock the Week a few months ago. And I was like, I'm in an aria and it fits so perfectly in the bit. And I was like, I should do it, but I don't want it. It hasn't made a single difference in my tour show. Like either people haven't seen it or if they have, they're like, oh, I like that joke. Don't worry about it. So I think it's in people's heads, that stuff. As long as the whole act, they can't see the whole act before they come and see you.
The thing about you is you have so many jokes in your act.
Yeah, and people, they're so short as well. So if they do know one, it's like, oh, it's only one. It's 10 seconds. Like, it doesn't really matter. Whereas I guess it's like a race car,
you know.
Yeah, and your Nando's bit, that's so short that's not gonna if people
I
hear
lengthen
that first.
it out though a bit.
Oh, do you?
So
Is
yeah,
that the whole? That's your whole.
maybe I
the
should
whole
just
act.
keep it short. See, now you've got me thinking.
Well, no, but I haven't seen the full thing. I need to see it.
But yeah, I'll
But
send
what's
you
your
a
hit?
tape.
What's your hit rate of like coming up with an idea and whether it works or not? Like, if you got a good hit rate, or is it?
See, here's the thing: if I have a good persona, sometimes you can sell it,
Yeah,
even if it's not quite the funniest.
yeah. But how do you
But-
feel about that?
I don't like that. I like the
No.
joke to be funny.
So what I do is because you're obviously your persona thing was probably bigger than what I do, but I try not to like when I try stuff, I try and make everything very small. So I just mic in the stand. I don't really perform it. I just say
That's
it,
smart. That's
and
smart.
then if it works, and I know okay that is a good bit, and then you can add to it.
Then you add
Yeah.
on.
Whereas I'm the same as you. I feel like if you're only getting the laugh because of the way you're doing something, then it's probably not strong enough.
Well, see, that's why I find I did those Bill Murray. I did a work in progress. I just had loads of jokes I wrote that I didn't care about. I
Yeah.
just wanted to burp them out.
But sometimes do you find that you find gold in the bits that you
Yes.
don't really think are
Yes.
that's the best.
That's the beauty of
That's why
it.
you have to try everything, no matter what. You always have to try it because you just don't know whether you've got something in there that is great.
Even the live defecation jokes.
Yeah, absolutely. But save that to the end.
Yeah.
That's the good for the. I heard someone that actually urinated on stage once.
A comic?
Yeah, like an open mic. Yeah.
You've probably seen a lot of strange stuff.
Loads. I've done a lot of weird gigs. I did a nudist gig once. I think that's probably the weirdest one I've done.
No.
Yeah, it was in a pub in London, and it was like a nudist group. Like I think they hired the comedy promoter to put on a gig for them. I guess they do lots of things together, naked. And I was like, yeah, that don't bother me. I don't have to be naked, so that's fine.
No.
I wore.
Did you ask that right away?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the first thing. I was like, because I feel like you lose a bit of like authority on stage.
Oh,
if
yeah.
they can just see your thing dangling. Do you know what I mean? I
They're
just
going to
don't think.
focus on that.
Yeah. And if they're laughing before I even start, that's the only time when they're laughing I don't want. But that was a weird the actual gig was good, actually. It was just a normal gig, but it was very strange. So when I got there, something I didn't quite I didn't sort of anticipate was the smell in the room. Weird smell.
Sweat.
Yeah, but it's like all body smells in one.
Wait,
Like,
so they were nude?
they were all nude together in like a small space, quite hot, all like on chairs facing like a normal gig. It was in a pub, above a pub in Kilburn, I think. And it was like a pungent smell, very weird. But the actual gig, once you sort of get started, it's fine. I did notice that sometimes when between jokes, I do I sort of look down to the right every time, just naturally, and I just kept clocking this man's penis, and I had to keep.
Right.
sort of-
Where do you look?
Yeah, and afterwards, when they talk to you afterwards, that's weird. When you just got naked people in front of you, just having normal conversations with you.
And did you tailor your material to nude stuff or just regular
I wrote
material?
a couple of
right?
jokes. I went on stage wearing one of those aprons with the naked body on front, just for their first joke.
Yeah.
So that worked. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Uh,
You know, like you get an apron, like a pinny. You don't call it pinny, do you? What-
but it's got a naked body.
yeah.
That's
so
funny.
Yeah, it's all right. It worked. And then I did a joke about saying, you know how like if you're nervous, they say you should imagine the audience naked. Well, in person, it's much worse, and that got a laugh. And then a couple of other little bits like that. But something about I don't know what the actual joke I said was, but the punchline was I had something on. So it was like someone said, "Do you want to be naked at a gig?" I was like, "No, I've got something on," or something like that.
Because I think you can go wrong sometimes when people go, "Oh, this is a bunch of,
Chemists.
Chemists." So
Yeah.
you feel obligated to do chemistry jokes.
Yeah. No,
And
it's like corporates. Like they say, "Oh, can you do jokes about the company?" They don't want that.
They want regular jokes.
Yeah, they want stuff that works, not like
Yeah.
it's the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, I did get offered a few more nudist gigs because I posted about it online just because it's a funny thing to post about.
Because you'll be known as the nudes.
Yeah,
comic.
but I got asked to do a nudist wedding, but they wanted me naked.
Oh.
Yeah, and they weren't going to be naked. They were, but I just couldn't do that. Imagine that the wedding video. Do you know what I mean? So no, I said no to that.
You could
one.
wear the apron. You could be nude under the apron.
Could do, yeah, but I didn't think they'd accept that. I think they really wanted me to be naked for it. I know, and I needed the money at the time as well, so I was tempted, but I don't think that's a good idea.
They wanted you to be one of them.
I think so, but there's quite. It's a weird, it's quite a weird community that's just going to do normal things, but just butt naked.
Any other weird corporate gigs you did that?
I did a gig to dogs once. There was a bring your own dog gig.
That's a tough crowd.
Yeah.
Because one, they don't process any English.
No, I had to talk
language.
I had to bark my jokes at them. But then I lost the owners. Do you know what I mean? So the owners were there of the dogs.
Yeah.
So like if I do jokes in English, the owners laugh, but the dogs don't.
Yeah.
And then if you bark the jokes, the dogs get it, but the owners don't.
It's a lose-lose proposition.
It's an absolute nightmare. It's a 50-50 back and forwards, yeah. So that's a weird one. What else? Have you done many weird gigs? Or you probably haven't been put in those...
Sometimes there would be business gigs.
Like corporate ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're horrible. They can be
for
horrible.
sketch stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
And there'd always be like the person who is the liaison is always the one that goes, talk about the alcohol problems of the vice president. And it's like, then you do something and they go, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah. It's just that one person thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
But the whole, because sometimes they can be, the corporate gigs, they can be quite tense because they need to look to see whether the boss is all right with the jokes, and then they'll laugh. But if not, they could be really frosty. So so I just do my jokes.
Yeah.
What's your hobby? That's easy.
Just do jokes.
Yeah. But
Jay Leno has a saying: write joke, do joke, get paid.
Nice. Absolutely. Repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about Jay Leno then. My friend went to see Jay Leno. He does like a regular Sunday
every
gig
week at the Ice House.
Have you seen it? I've not been.
No.
Is he good?
I'll tell you what. I did see him in his heyday.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He has loads of energy and he kills.
Yeah.
Not the Tonight Show stuff because he's got to be topical and stuff.
Yeah.
But all the other comics would always praise Jay Leno.
I guess that's how he got that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just amazing. And he's prolific.
Yeah. He must, and also what I love about that is he must love it because he does it every week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why, like with Seinfeld, I don't really get Seinfeld stuff particularly.
What do you mean?
It's not really my stand-up taste. If you know
he
what
watches this podcast a lot.
Well, no, he'll appreciate that because he says it as he thinks. But I love how much he loves stand-up.
Yes.
So I will watch anything about him talking about stand-up.
Yes.
Like I really love it.
He's been on
he loves
talking
so much.
about things more recently.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing.
Oh, there was this thing, he was on Howard Stern once talking about how there was he was talking about somebody's last name being like the chemical symbol for boron or something. And he said he thought about the right chemical name for like days and days and tried out different ones. And like this one worked.
Yeah, but this is what I love. This is exactly what I like to do, is to work all that stuff out. Because normally they say K words that begin with K are usually the funniest words for some reason. And
Pickle is funny.
Pickle is funny.
That's in the Sunshine Boys.
Oh, is it?
K is funny.
Yeah.
And then he's
Yeah. So I had a joke where I needed to be a chocolate bar. It doesn't matter what chocolate bar in the joke, but Kit Kat worked best.
Kit Kat.
And that's 2 Ks.
And I think the hard T
Kit
works
Kat.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And there's another one where I had to be a country or a people, and I said Koreans, and Koreans works better than any other, and it always is a bigger laugh. So I tried everything, and it's always a bigger laugh with Koreans.
So you went through every country.
Every country in the world, yeah.
Algeria.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, really bad. But yeah, are there any other K countries? There must be. Kazakhstan. No, I wouldn't. Kazakhstan.
North
it's too long.
Korea.
You want to get you want to get straight to the bit, don't you? So anything that's too Koreans is quite short and sharp to it. But
Yeah.
Kazakhstanians, I guess it would be. Is that what they are?
Kazakhstanians.
Kosovo.
Catalonia.
Canada.
That's C, but it's hard. Yeah.
Canadians. That might work, but
Try
why is
that
K and
next
not C? That's the question.
Yeah.
Don't know. Do you ever think of your stuff like in that minutia?
Sometimes, but
yeah,
I should. I'm not at the point where sometimes it's just like, how do I even just talk about it? And then once you fine tune it, then that's when it's
yeah. Once you've got something that you're comfortable with up there, then you can really go into the small.
But
little
your
details.
personality must be a little bit, dare I say, like a little OCD in terms of your material and stuff.
With jokes, I guess so. But
not in real life. You're not like.
Not really, I don't think. But with jokes, definitely. But then the only reason I do it is because they won't work unless I do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to do it really, otherwise the jokes will bomb. So that's what motivates me, I guess.
It makes you work.
Yeah. But I'll keep working on stuff even during the tour. I'll just keep going. Really annoyingly, at my last tour, I recorded the special and I got this joke working after. Like, it worked before, but it really worked after because I changed. Yeah. What was that joke? That was something. There's a bit about I had to pick my nephew up from school, and I took him to. Oh, yeah, I got instructions from my sister-in-law. I had to take him to the pharmacy to get a very specific type of head lice shampoo. And when I got back, my sister-in-law told me I got the wrong one, but they were similar-looking kids, right? But I used to say they were similar kids. So normally you'd think shorter the better, but similar-looking still takes you down the path a bit further because that could be similar-looking bottles, and then kids, bigger laugh. And it's
when you said looking, was that a mistake? Or you just
probably
thought...
what? Oh, that's a good. I don't know. Similar-looking kids.
Because sometimes there are happy accidents on stage.
You know what? I think it wasn't landing that well consistently, and I think in the car I was probably just trying to think what I could do with it, and then I think that was like I was like, oh, similar-looking still works both sides of the joke.
Yeah.
And also kids, K word. So that I would have earlier on I would have gone from probably children to kids.
What about volume? Like you can say one joke at a certain volume, and then you could yell certain things, and that will get more of a laugh. Yeah,
and I find sometimes if I just move the mic a bit closer to me on the punchline, sometimes that would just elevate it a little bit.
Yes,
but there's all sorts of these mad things. Well, I do a podcast and it's all about this stuff, really.
Really?
It's called Jokes, and I chat to comedians about jokes they can't get to work, essentially. So ideas they like, but for some reason it don't work. So then we work out why that is. And actually, to be honest, that has probably helped my act doing that podcast because I analyze stuff.
It's like a workshop.
It is, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great fun.
And do people ever come up to you and say, I'm starting, how do I do it?
Yeah, people ask advice. And I'm like,
you run away.
Get a life.
Yeah,
get out. It's not enough gigs.
Get out of the house.
Yeah. But sometimes people will say to me, they'll say like, oh, you told me this, and I'm like, I don't remember doing that, but I'm glad. It's so cool that it helped. Do you know what I mean? But generally, my advice to new acts is gig, right, because that's the most important thing.
Gig, right.
Yeah.
Not gig right.
Oh, technically, yeah, gig right. Yeah. But gig as much as possible.
Like maybe there's people thinking there's a shortcut or something, but there isn't.
No, you just have to do it. It's like you said, the more you gig, the more comfortable you're getting in your own skin up there and how you are best funny.
But sometimes if you have to tell somebody, like maybe they don't have that desire, like sometimes you just do it. You do what you love, right?
Yeah.
And you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about some of the gigs I used to do. Like, I used to travel miles and miles for no money for 5 minutes. Like, And now, like, wow, what a nutcase! But
Yeah.
I loved it so much that it's just there was no question. I was going from Kent to Manchester and back in the night, and then getting up for work the next day.
And you would do shows that you would never think about doing now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I know, like, when you have an improv group or something, say it's 5 people, some people were like, you don't do a show if there's less people in the audience than the cast. But
really?
then there were always people like, there's 4 people, let's do it!
Yeah. But I think you should always gig, really.
Yeah.
I've done gigs to like 1-2 people before, like, because you do learn from that. Like, and sometimes literally just saying, if it's brand new stuff you're doing, even if it's to one person, just saying it out loud, you yourself go, that doesn't sound right to me. Or you're like, oh, that will be good, like the rhythm and everything.
Because you could say it in a room by yourself. Do you ever do that? Not usually.
Only if I'm rehearsing,
Right.
but not like
To try stuff.
not to feel it. I don't think.
There's nothing like doing it in front of somebody else.
Yeah. My first hour, it's just weird, but there's a guy who used to go to the gym where I worked, and he was always showed an interest in comedy. So I had this brand new hour for my first back in 2014, and I just went around his house and just performed it to this bloke, and but now that seems so mad.
He was
like
lifting weights.
yeah, he was, like, we were both topless. But that really helped though. Even just doing it to that guy, doing the whole thing together. Because I think back then I probably couldn't get many previews, so I didn't really have any opportunity to do a whole hour and link it all together. It would all been shorter sets.
That's right. You found a way.
Yeah, but that must. I just want to know what he must have. Like, I think he was supportive.
Did he give you any notes or anything?
I think so. Yeah. I think any thoughts he had about it. Yeah, really nice bloke.
You didn't tell me it was an hour.
Yeah, I know, but it's so weird. I literally haven't thought about that since, but that is mad. That poor bloke.
I did a one-person show in front of one person once.
Is that why? Did you think that's what a one-person show meant?
Yeah, it's just one. And then a 2-person show was 2 people.
Yeah. And how did that go?
It was just strange because a lot of times you get energy from an audience.
Yeah.
But one person, it's kind of hard.
I feel sorry for the person because even if they're having a nice time, there's a lot of pressure on them getting each joke and laughing in the right place.
They're looking at you and your reaction to everything.
Yeah. But I bet some people would love that. Like, have you just perform one-to-one to them? Like, you could probably make quite a lot of money. It's like,
well, have you heard of these gigs where you go to somebody's house to do stand-up?
I've heard of the concept, but I didn't know is that an actual...
Oh, yeah. People will hire people out.
For like parties and things. And then you turn up, it could just be one person.
Yeah.
Weird.
With your posters all over the wall.
Yeah, like Alan Partridge.
Yes.
Yeah, that's...
scary.
But that need to be good money.
Yeah, I'm sure, because I've heard of people like... like a Saudi prince or something hiring out a party and stuff.
Yeah, and you're just doing it to them. Yeah, I've heard a few comics have gone over and done stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, really, really weird. Especially if you're bombing. Do you know what I mean? Awful. But yeah, so I've done a lot of mad gigs, but I'm in a nice position now where I'm playing to my audience and it's like a completely different...
That's the ideal.
Yeah, it's a completely different game now. But what is interesting is when you do I did my first tour and then I went to regular gigs again where they don't know who you are, so that you have to convince them again. And it's such a weird...
It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, you have to change how you start gigs because I can just go on and do the jokes. And some jokes are sort of more obscure and I know my audience will get them. But with a regular audience, I have to really ease them in.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go, okay, I'm a one-liner comedian. I'll just tell them exactly what I am.
Does anybody know what a joke is?
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Sometimes no, they don't.
I'm a human. I'm going to be talking to you.
I do find sometimes people think they're too good for jokes, like proper jokes.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, like that after, he tried to trick us. I'm just like, you have some fun in your life.
Like a magician.
Yeah, they think that. And posh people tend to be like that. I find. Like, you go to the posher towns, they're the groaners. They're like, oh.
But do you find this too, like dates? Like, say the woman likes you, and the guy's always like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Made you laugh. Well,
Or the other, or the guy is a big fan of jokes, and the woman is not at all, and then she's just like, oh, just got to try and convince her.
yeah.
But that is my favourite compliment. If sometimes I'll get that after a show, she'll say, I don't normally like one-liners, but I like the show, and I was like, okay, that's cool, that's a win to me. But
You won them over.
yeah.
Now,
yeah.
what's the next step for Mark Simmons?
Next step?
Yeah, I mean, you
Ooh.
love stand-up.
I do,
I know
yeah.
that. Is there anything you're wanting to do? Like a
Yeah. Oh, you want to know?
This is a big announcement.
Yeah, big announcement. No, so stand-up wise, I just want to keep turning over shows and doing bigger rooms. But I'd like to make more things like I want to make some stuff for
Kites.
YouTube. Yeah, I love kites.
Yeah, I love kites.
I've got ideas for like sitcom-esque kind of things. So that's what I'd like to do, and I think I'll just make them myself.
Where you're the lead.
I guess so. Yeah, I've done a few things. I did but
And if you need a wacky neighbor, I'd be happy to.
Would you?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Hey, Mark,
Hey, Rich.
can I borrow the saucepan?
The what?
I don't know what that is.
The sauce bin. It's funny already.
Yeah, see?
That's good stuff. We wouldn't even
And
need to
then
write
we'd
it.
argue about, yeah,
That's great.
I love it.
Over the hedge.
Yeah, like in that
Maybe-
Tim Allen show.
Yeah. What's that called?
Home Improvement?
I didn't like that really.
No,
but
I didn't watch it.
It was on a
that
lot
much. Yeah.
back in the day. But yeah, we'd do a better version of that.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
that wasn't successful, was it?
No.
Yeah. So this is yeah, okay. But yeah, I've got a few things I like to do with that, and I'm not like a trained actor, but I've done a few bits on YouTube. With we had this series called Wheelbarrow Town.
Oh yeah, I saw some of that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's
oh,
great.
Right. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. But we made that. That was probably the most fun I've ever had, really. Because my grandparents. Going from that sentence to this one isn't ideal. My grandparents died, so that's the most fun I've ever had. They
We'll
died,
insert a laugh track. there.
and they left this their cottage, and there was some building work going to be happening. So I lived there for a little while, and then my mate came round, and we were like, we could make something here. It's like a really picturesque sort of cottage.
Yeah.
And then we just every episode we got a different comedian to come, and we just improv'd. We knew a rough outline of where we wanted to get to. And we just riffed the whole thing, and it was so much fun. So
Well, you take advantage of those moments. Like
Yeah.
COVID, so many people talk about how I had all this new time.
well,
on my-
COVID. Well, I wouldn't be touring now if it wasn't for COVID, because I learned how to edit videos in COVID, and then put them out, and not many people were doing that at the time. So and then they blew up, and now off the back of that, I'm touring. But I probably wouldn't be if it wasn't for COVID.
What do
which is
you
weird.
edit with?
Premiere Pro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's one of the good ones. What do you edit with?
I'm not a good editor,
No.
but I do. I'm movie and
iMovie. Yeah, that's a good one.
No, Mark, we have a set format in the show.
Oh, we're gonna
every
start now.
week Where no, this is just where I ask you some questions,
Oh, okay, cool.
and you have to fill in the blank.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's not
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah. Just when you stop talking, I say something.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be funny.
No, thank God.
It helps though.
Oh no.
Blank is always out to get me.
Is there always silence before people think?
Yeah,
are you
there
meant
is.
to, are you meant to go?
Awkward.
Are you meant to go like first thing that comes into your head,
It's
or
however
a
you
true
want to do it.
answer?
You can be truthful, or you can go for a guarded answer, or a joke, or
Yeah. And then do we riff on the answer? So if I said lions are always out to get me,
are they?
yeah,
What do you mean?
in my dreams,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I dream a lot about lions.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they're always chasing me in the dreams, and I'm just sort of hiding from them. And
So have you ever looked up a dream book? Because they have like categories. Like if you dream.
Yeah. Well, the lion one is always in the category. The cat
Yeah.
category.
I like it.
He's not really
Sorry.
he's not really feline that. So I think
There was a big pause.
Oh yes. They're always aren't they just always anxiety? I feel like they're always anxiety dreams,
Okay.
like the explanations, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like something's chasing you, so you're like, ooh.
Or maybe you've got a deadline and you have a lion dream. or
Yeah.
something.
Well, that might be because I've always got a deadline because I do Edinburgh every year, so it's always that.
Yeah.
It always feels like I've got a deadline
Interesting.
for writing jokes. So did I do that right then?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Two.
That's good.
When I'm on tour, the thing I miss most, besides my family, is blank.
Okay. What do I?
You can't say
actually-
your girlfriend.
No. What do I miss most when I'm not on tour?
Lions. No.
No. That's a good question. 'Cause I don't really miss much. I miss.
What about
Maybe I miss-
creature comforts at home?
Well, maybe. Yeah. Well, I've got a new flat, and I do really enjoy getting home
Yeah.
after the tour and just put my feet up in my flat because I've got the whole space. And I've never really had that. So I've always lived with people or people's spare rooms or whatever. So I've got that whole space now.
Yes.
So that is something I really look forward to going back to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a parking space as well.
You do?
Yeah. Underground parking space.
Wow.
That's all I've ever wanted, if I'm
This
honest
is-
with you.
You're the man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But when you've lived in London a bit and you haven't got your own parking space, that's such a stress when you get home after gigs because
Yeah.
they're all taken. So you have to go miles away from
Yeah,
your
and you
house.
got to walk.
So I've got my own space. I think I like the
That's
space
the
more than the
best.
flat, actually. I think that's what sold it. It's amazing. I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to say space.
Space, yeah.
Parking space. If I were a blank, life would be a lot less stressful.
If I was I don't know why I'm just thinking of worms.
If I was a worm,
I think, I don't think it's not a stress. Oh,
There's no
no, it
stress.
is though, isn't it? Because you've got birds.
yeah, but you're underground.
Yeah, you just wouldn't come up. You stay underground.
But maybe you don't know about birds until you.
Yeah,
come
why
up.
would you know about birds? If you're
No,
a
you
worm, until you see a bird, you wouldn't. Do you think because they're not passing? Cause either, do you think? Because if you know about birds as a worm, you're then dead, aren't you?
Yeah,
Like there's never. Do you think there's ever been
you
a
don't
close
have time to
call?
think about it.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's interesting, isn't it? The worms don't know what birds
I'd
are.
like to be a worm. That's interesting. Almost every time I say blank, it's confused for being a joke.
Sentences.
Okay.
Is that working? What you just said? Whenever
Almost every time I say sentences.
yeah, quite often people will say, but like I'll say something serious, and they'll just look at me, and go, yeah, and so yeah, that's interesting.
Well, even people you know.
Yeah, quite often. Yeah,
Where's the joke?
yeah, because maybe it'll just sound like the start of a joke.
Yeah.
But it has annoyed previous girlfriends the amount of times I joke because they're just like, can I just have a serious conversation with you? Or they'll be saying something really serious, and then I'll just get my phone out and just start writing in my notes because once I think of a wordplay,
Look,
I've
I'm pregnant.
okay, so I can there's wordplay and pregnant pause. There's a pregnant pause there after, and I'll be like, okay, let's write that down. It's really frustrating, but I've forgotten so many good jokes over the years that I know that as soon as I think of anything, I have to write it down.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's the worst feeling.
What about putting it into your phone?
I have done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're driving, that's the worst thing. So I'll pull over at a services if it's a really good one, and all the time till I get there, I'll just be saying it over and over in my head, but so I don't forget
It's
it.
terrible to forget a joke.
It's horrible because it's especially gold. Like it's so hard to come by.
It's the same with music. If you've got a melody,
It might be a nice idea for a show, as in just the show is all the jokes I've ever forgotten.
yes,
It's quite a fun idea. But yeah, melody. If you're a musician, do they write down a melody? I don't know how that
I
works.
think they'll sing it into a
Oh
device.
yeah. But you can't do that when you're in the car, can you? You can't just pick your phone up and I doubt you can do that if you're driving. I don't know. But
They should have it as part of the car.
But my notes are crazy, and I've got all sorts of stuff that doesn't make any sense.
Well, like sometimes when you wake up, you think of things, and then it just feels like
I had one the other day. I wonder if I've got that. I actually wrote a joke in my dream, and it was the first time it actually almost made sense. Well, it doesn't. No, it actually does make sense. I don't think it will work live, but I was doing the joke in my dream, and then when I woke up, I wrote it down. And because quite often that will happen, and it doesn't make any sense.
It was a lion joke.
No, it was. I'm so good at relationships. I've got 5 of them, or something like that. So it almost works as a joke, and that was in my dream. Which
That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe you can hone that.
I think
so
I don't think the audience will like it because I'm a bad guy in it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like
they want you as the hero.
Well, I just don't think they want you. The concept of you having lots of relationships, I don't think they like, and stuff like that does subconsciously go on in their heads to why they laugh or don't laugh. I think.
Right.
Yeah, but then I can make it someone else. My dad was so good at relationships; he had 5 of them.
That's much better. I feel like the pressure's off you.
Yeah. I'm the good guy again. They feel sorry for me now. So that's perfect. There we go. But I don't think they'll get a laugh.
Last question.
Sorry.
I'm only allowed to go to one more music concert for eternity. It will be blank.
Oh, I'm not really a music-y person.
That's why it's so good. You can only pick one.
What would I like to go and see?
And it can't be ABBA.
But can it be like Glastonbury, where it's all sorts? Is that
okay?
That's a terrible
bit
answer.
of a cop out.
I'm going to see Bon Jovi in September, and I like Bon Jovi.
Yes,
always liked Bon Jovi. Yeah, yeah. I've got a good Bon Jovi impression.
Yeah.
No, I'm working on it. Well,
okay.
I'm halfway there. There we go.
Great.
But
great ending.
Oh yeah. Should we end on that?
No. One more thing though.
Oh yeah.
Plug time.
Oh yeah.
If you want to plug anything.
Yeah, I'm on tour. So if you like one-liners, marksimmons.co.uk, and I'm coming all over the place. USA as well. I'm going to New York.
You'll go over really well.
Will I?
I think you will.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I've done a couple of gigs in New York, and what I've discovered was once I know what they'll laugh at, as in what jokes they get, they really like it.
Yes.
Because no one really does what I do over there, so I feel like it's a bit quirky for them.
Not a lot of one-liner comics.
Yeah, so I need to, before I do my show, I need to sort of maybe do a few open mics over there just to work out what they understand and what they don't. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Walk around, have a pizza.
Yeah. Just go and talk to people and maybe just tell. Do you think that would work if I just go and ask just random?
Yeah.
Can I tell you some jokes and see if they get them? Would they be accepting of that?
I think they will.
Yeah.
Because now people are so used to being approached by people.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, okay. So that's not announced yet, but I reckon by the time this is out, it probably will be.
So to look for tickets, it's on your website?
Yeah, marksimmons.co.uk has got everything on it. And that podcast is called Jokes with Mark Simmons.
Nice.
Which I'd love you to come on at some point if you fancy it.
I would love to.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'll get some jokes.
Yeah. Get some jokes, and then but they can't work.
I don't want them to work.
Yeah. That's perfect.
I've got plenty of those.
Yeah, great stuff.
Well, thanks for coming, Mark.
No, well, it got me coffee, so...
You're the man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You're the man.
No, you're the man.
No, you are.
Okay, we'll fade out. Yeah, from that.
Yeah, and then come back, and we're still doing
You're the man.
You're the man.
No, you're the man.
No, you are the man.
Okay, now we'll fade out.
And then come back.
You're the man.
You're the man.
No, you're the man.
No, you are the man.
I know you're the man.
You're the best man.
All right, that's it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate your support. And if you want to support the podcast even more than you are now, go on Patreon. I'm not going to stop you, I promise. I've done it before, but I will not now. And like I promised, I'm going to give you an answer to one of your questions. Phil Gallagher writes, specifically, how do you decide what to throw away when you have too many things? Well, Phil, I'm assuming you mean under things, like my pants. And I never throw those away. I sleep on them. I live in those things. And everything else, I'm a bit of a pack rat, so I don't throw too many things. Now, are you thinking about throwing out things in the show? We don't really cut that much out of the show. Just some bad parts, maybe where I've done something wrong or I've said something fascist, but that's about it. So please, I hope that's adequate for you, Phil. Thank you.
TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. Rich Fulcher. TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox.
Rich Fulcher's Talk Box.